That's funny.
But we think we're funny if nobody else does.
Right?
We're getting on here just a couple minutes early so we can do some invites. So
Yeah.
hang with us a little bit. I got to figure out, how do I do this?
I think we have to go.
I have to go on here and do it?
Yeah.
Hi, Sheila.
Hi, Sheila. Video insights. How do we do that before?
I don't know.
Give us a few minutes, guys. We're working on this.
I think I have to do it on my phone.
Yeah, I think so.
I think you have to invite me or something.
But how do I get in there? Oh, I have to watch the video. That's what it is first. Okay.
It's like Tweedledee and Tweedledum here.
Right? It's horrible, I know. It doesn't say that you're going live. Why? Am I on the wrong page?
Mm-hmm.
Am I on the wrong page?
Oh, looks like it.
It should be the right page, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, posts. Okay, that one.
There we go.
Okay.
So you have to tag me
Share,
or invite me or something.
We're getting there, guys. All right.
What was that?
Oh. We're getting there. Okay, lunch with friends. Okay. Come on, where are you? Why are you not? I don't want to search your group. Go away. Go away. Groups. I don't want groups. I don't want groups.
Okay.
That's not working. I don't know why. So I have to. No. Are you getting anything?
Well, I got this. That's all I got.
Start. So, add videos. Start. Okay. Okay, it says my watch video is about ready to begin. So, all right, that's us. Okay. I don't want to go live in that watch party, but I have to invite. Share. Okay, it says my watch video is about ready to begin. So, here we go. All right, that's us. Okay. Okay, just sent you an invite. We're getting there.
Did you invite me yet?
Yep.
Where is it?
I sent it.
I don't know. I just don't know. Well, you joined.
I'm invited.
Hi, Tiffany. We're still trying to figure this out, so be patient.
All right. All right, I invited. Bill came. Hi, Liz. Let me share to you again. Invite you again.
Well,
okay. Hi, Steph. Yeah, I sent. It says friend. I invited.
well, how come? I can't invite anybody, you guys, and I don't know how to do it. I wanted to invite some people, and I don't have that option.
Can anybody else who is friends with Franny invite her? Because I already sent her an invite.
I can invite people to like the page, but
Yeah.
I can't see the video on here, so.
Can you go back up to your video?
Huh?
Go back up to your page, maybe.
Ah.
On Facebook.
Okay. Okay, Sheila, I think that worked.
Yeah.
Now all I got to do is figure out how to invite people.
Right there. Send. All these new people you would push send to.
Okay.
There you go. All right. We're getting there, guys. We're technically inept. but we're getting there. But you know what? Even though we're technically inept, we're damn fun. We really are. We're fun.
Oh, Lordy mercy. Let me use this thing. It might be fast.
Thank you, Jody, for sharing.
Okay, I'm just pressing people here. I don't know.
We're going to just continuously invite some more
I'm
people.
just, hang on. Oh, we got to get going. It's 3 o'clock.
And hey, Miss Franny actually did her homework this time. I did not. So, yeah.
Well, I kind of sort of did. All right. I don't know how, I'm sorry, you guys, that we're taking this much time. I don't know how else to do it.
Please do share, guys. Sharing is always a wonderful thing. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Bill. It's good to see you again.
Hi, Bill. I don't think I've ever met Bill. Have I met you, Bill? I don't think I have.
Well, Bill's pretty awesome. He really is. Everybody is. It comes in and invites us, so visits us and
all right, I can do this for 2 hours. I'm not going to quit here in a minute.
We're invited, so and you guys shared too, so we thank you guys for that.
Yeah, thanks, guys. We do appreciate it.
So awesome. So today's topic is, as you guys noticed, what does love yourself mean? Hi, Connie. And we're going to be talking a little bit about that today. And no, you've never met Bill.
Oh, okay. All right.
We are coming back once a month.
Yep.
And we'll be posting those October, November, and December. So we are back once a month. Different topics. I believe next month in October is going to be readings, online readings. So I believe November is gratitude. And then we're kind of mulling it over for December because it's a new year.
We thought we'd get you guys' ideas.
Yes, we thought we'd get you guys some ideas. So, hi, Heather. So definitely post us what you guys would like to see for December.
Okay, I got to quit doing that.
No, it's not going to be readings. So, but yeah, let us know what you guys think about what you'd like to see for our December. But October is going to be readings. November is going to be gratitude. December, we want your guys' opinion. But we are back.
And if we don't get an opinion or a consensus from you guys, we will probably do something in the line of preparing for the new year.
Right.
Preparing for 2020.
Right.
So,
which is actually a very auspicious year, being 2020.
Is it?
Yeah, because it breaks down to a 4.
Okay.
And 4
and that means
4 is about change, transformation, and for me, 4 actually means to honor the 4 aspects: fire, earth, air, and water within yourself. To find that balance.
Okay. All right.
So yeah.
Okay. So how are y'all? Y'all doing okay? Hi, Carol. Hope you're feeling good.
Hi, Randy. Hi, Carol.
I brought my kazoo.
There goes Zane.
I didn't want that. You guys want me to play for you? I can play a song. What do you want me to play? What do you play at this time of year? I don't know.
It's Thanksgiving. Play something happy and upbeat and be thankful. Don't. Poor Zane's like, my mother has
What
lost
was
her
that,
mind.
Zane?
My mother has lost her mind. He's like,
oh,
hi,
this
baby.
dog. I don't know.
He's amazing.
Okay. All right. So we're talking about self-love and what the hell does that mean and how do you do it and how do you make it happen? Any comments from you guys before we start sharing our wealth of information?
Or at least our craziness. I don't have anything, baby. It's water.
Zane, go lay down. Go lay down. I went to, what's he doing here? Hi, honey. That's Randy. Okay. I want to preface all of this with, of course, none of us are perfect. I have lots of good things to say. Do I always practice what I preach? Nope, I sure don't. Do I have a quick mouth and a quick lip? Yes, I do. And do I say things and do things that sometimes are not very self-loving or very anybody else loving? Yep, sometimes I do. And we all do. I'm not going to beat myself up about that. That's just human nature, and it's part of my personality. So,
Right.
But deep down, bottom line, the nitty-gritty of everything, you can't really love anybody else until you start loving yourself. And loving yourself is no easy trick, not by any means for most people.
Hello?
It does. I'm going to turn this down because it will be invasive. Hi, Herb. Hi, Christy.
I turned mine down too. So.
Okay. Am I not seeing? Why do I see it on my phone and I don't see it on
I
there?
can, because it's 3 different ones, so we actually have a larger screen.
Oh, Lordy mercy. Okay. Satellite computer does not have the many gigabytes limited. Okay. I don't know what that means, Randy, but okay.
Sorry, Randy. Can't help you there.
Okay. So anyway, we just deal with our personalities. But our personality, I do not believe, is our soul. It's an extension of who we are. But one of the big things that I think work really well for self-love, I will have fun, I'll do my best. Self-love is to embrace the soul of who you are.
Yep.
What it is that the reason you came here to planet Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I don't know if I've talked about it on here before, but I've talked about it with my clients and other people many times, that we all come here and, you know, we get married or we don't get married. We have girlfriends, we have boyfriends, we buy houses and sell houses and get divorces and end up in the hospital and sell cars and buy cars. And, you know, we live life. Mm-hmm. But I believe we all have a soul purpose. There's a reason that we're here. You're not here by accident. And when we can reach towards our soul purpose and find that, embrace that, and use that, work with that, I think that brings us a lot of self-love, because I think that's why we came here. So that's one of the aspects that I think about when I think about self-love. And that's that soul seed, that reason that you came here could be anything. It could be being a musician, it could be being a nurse, it could be being a speaker, it could be being a garbage truck person that is the very best and the very happiest at doing that job that person can be. It can be anything.
It can be as tiny as just simply helping one person your
Exactly.
whole entire lifetime to helping millions.
Exactly. So I think when we think about finding happiness and finding joy about who we are, that's really a big element.
It is.
That's a big part. And because I'm as classy as I am.
Damn allergies.
So nurturing that soul seed, figuring out what that is. And some people if I say that to people, and sometimes they say, I don't know why I'm here. I have no clue. And I think they do. I think it's just that it's gotten buried so deep so long ago and so covered up with so much muck that they've forgotten about it. So anyways, that's one aspect, I think. I've got a list. We both got a list of things that we think that will help us to nourish and nurture ourselves.
Yes.
So
one thing you guys got to remember, and this is for me, I can't really speak for Fran. When you are down and out, you feel your lowest, and I've been there. You got to remember that you still have purpose here. If not to anybody else, to yourself. There's still purpose. You're here for a reason. So as we go through this kind of stuff, try to keep that in mind. Like I said, I won't speak for Fran, but we're simply telling you during these chats that we have based on our life, our experiences. It may be different for you. We're just hoping that throughout our chit chats and whatnot, you take something, even a small piece of what we're telling you, and you find truth in it and go forward. We're not trying to force you to change your mind or anything. We're just giving you other options, I suppose, or clear view.
I guess I'd like to understand with you guys too, how important do you think self-love is? Do you think it's a necessary thing? Do you think it's an evil thing?
Do you think it's a thing?
Yeah, or do you think it's a thing?
Right.
I'm getting an echo from you. Any suggestions? Gosh, no, I don't have a suggestion.
It's probably because we're in different chats.
Turn it down, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Sorry, Carol. Give us your opinion on what you think self-love is, or is it even a thing? Do you think it's arrogant? Do you think it's pompous?
Right.
Kind of give us some feedback here as to what your thoughts are.
Yeah. She's done some amazing homework today, you guys. She really has.
I'm going to try to explain to you. You know, we all hear the whole fake it till you make it. You know, look in the mirror, tell yourself you're beautiful, tell yourself you're wonderful. Flip the script when you think, God, I'm stupid, I'm ignorant, I don't know anything. Flip the script and say, I do know things, I am getting better and better all the time. And we know a lot about positive affirmations, but a lot of times when we try to do them, we think it's bullshit. We think this isn't real. This whole fake it till you make it thing is just a bunch of bunk. And so I want to talk to you about that a little bit today. If you can look at, I've tried to come up with a simple way to explain this. I'm going to do the very best I can. But if you look at your emotional, spiritual self-worth as kind of a bank account. We're born, we'll say, with huge bank account. Spiritual, emotional bank account, okay? And we go through life, let's say from 0 to 5 years old, okay? And that gets it depleted a little bit, some more than others. You know, if you've got a family that's always bitching at you and telling you how stupid you are and you'll never amount to anything and blah, 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 then that bank account gets depleted a little bit. If you are very fortunate, then you've got a bank account that actually gets more money put into it, more positive energy put into it. Many people, I would even venture to say most people, were in family situations that depleted that a little bit. And if there's nobody there to put money in for you or put emotional, spiritual energy into you, then it just keeps going down and down and down and down. Okay, so we'll call that from 0 to 5, okay? And then say you hit your preteen years, 5 to 12 maybe, something like that. Let me look at my notes here, because I'm trying really hard to stay organized, and that is not one of my strong points, okay? So
doing great, honest.
So we'll go from 5 to 12, your preteen years. Okay, those are not always good years either. And we have people taking out of our spiritual and emotional confidence, our strength, our chutzpah, our I'm pretty cool, you know, and I'm going to rock the world. I'm going to change the world. I'm going to make a difference. And again, this isn't everybody, so please don't. I'm not trying to generalize, but I'm saying in general, the people that I meet, the people that I have contact with, oftentimes that gets depleted. Okay, then you get your teenage years, we'll say from 13 to 19. That really gets mucked up. You get bullied, you get picked on. You got teachers that telling you you're dumb, you're not getting good grades, you don't have nice clothes. Parents are fighting and getting a divorce, and things go on and go on and go on, and to cause you to think, I'm not worthy. I must be doing something wrong. I must be useless. Okay, so that bank account that you started, that emotional, spiritual, self-confidence bank account that you started out with when you were born, again, gets depleted. And if nobody is putting any money in, nobody's depositing anything, it starts to spiral. So finally, okay, then you meet the love of your life, you get married, and you get divorced. You know, you have kids, and you muck up your kids, and you have jobs, you lose jobs, maybe you have a bankruptcy, maybe you have a serious illness, maybe could be just life, okay, just life. And so your spiritual, emotional, self-confidence bank account went from, we'll say, $10,000 to you're down to minus $500, okay? And I tell you, look in the mirror, see somebody that's strong, see somebody that's courageous, tell yourself, I got this, I'm going to make this work. And you go home and you're in the bathroom and you're all by yourself and you put your makeup on, or you guys shave and you comb your hair and you look at yourself and you say, I am amazing. And the thought behind the thought is saying, bullshit.
No, I'm not.
No, I'm not.
No.
And you try again and you keep trying and you keep trying. And finally you get to a point like, I don't believe any of this. This is not working. This is a waste of my time. It's a waste of my energy.
Silly. It's not going to work. Yeah. All
Right.
of it. That whole.
Are you keeping track of that? Because I'm not.
Yeah, I just need your. Can I have your mouse?
Yes.
Thank you, dear.
Okay.
Hi. Thank you.
Okay, so now you're in the red. You're minus $500, okay? And life keeps going on. You might lose another job. You might get sick. The dog dies. All kinds of things. People telling you you're stupid. You don't have any friends. The friends you do have, you can't count on them. You can't trust them. They're a bunch of assholes.
Waffling vampiric assholes.
That's right.
New words. Twat, waffling vampiric
That's a
assholes.
nasty word.
Okay,
That's a
assholes or twat waffles?
Twat waffles. Don't say that. That's bad. What the hell's wrong with her? Why do you say that? That's a nasty word.
Not necessarily.
Don't say it.
Okay. I apologize that I said a bad word.
You say assholes, but you can't say that. Okay. So you got people that disappoint you. You got mistakes that you made that you regret, that you feel bad about. You swirl around in a bunch of guilt, and then now your balance, you were minus 500. Now you're like minus 5,000. Okay. And then people come along and say, "Oh, just go look at yourself in the mirror and say positive affirmations and read this book and watch this video and go for a walk and do yoga and do all these things." And we feel like we're not getting anywhere. And it feels like nothing's working. It feels like it isn't real. It feels like it's phony.
Mm-hmm.
Does it or does it not?
Yeah.
You've all been there. I know you have.
It does. It feels funny. It feels like you're lying to yourself.
Mhm.
It feels like it makes you a fool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So here's what I think. We go into almost like emotional, spiritual bankruptcy. You're in the red, okay? We'll say you're $10,000 in the red. And every time that you are able to do something, say something, be something a little bit better, you want results, right? You want to feel good. We all want to feel good. That's normal. It's natural. But you don't. You went, what the hell? And this is why. Because you're still in the red, but you're getting out of the red. You're still in a deficit. So it still doesn't feel right quite yet. And what I want to encourage you to do is to keep moving up, because just like a checking account, when you screw it up and you muck it up, then you get fees. And if you keep writing checks, or you keep trying to use your debit card, or they keep bouncing checks, bouncing, you get more fees, and you get more and more in the hole. But if you can just hold the line, don't write any more bad checks, and start doing positive things, that eventually, that's why it always sucks. That's why it doesn't feel real, because you're still in the red.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just hold the course, keep moving forward, eventually you will be out of the red. And you will start getting back into the black, where you can start building that account back up again. Does that make sense to you guys? I hope it does, because it made a lot of sense to me, although it's hard to explain.
I think it actually does make a lot of sense. I mean, when you have your little piggy bank, and my husband and I did. It's funny when you had done this. My husband and I call it our love bank, our piggy bank. When him and I argue or something, we take change out of that piggy bank.
Okay.
Okay. when we feel connected, we feel we put it back in.
Okay.
That's our shared piggy bank.
Okay.
Being together with him for 27 years, I'm sure that piggy bank's been broke a couple times.
Probably is.
Just saying. But it helps. And like your analogy, we all try to attain wealth, always. The best way to attain wealth is to track it. Like you said, with banking.
Mm-hmm.
Well, isn't emotional and self-love the biggest wealth of all?
Right, exactly.
So that's why I love this analogy, because you have broken it down with examples. And again, like she said, it's not, it's broad. It's, but it's so potent, because if we don't fill our own banks,
right,
how are we going to help others fill theirs?
Right.
So
I also came up with some ideas as to how to do that. How to get yourself to press forward when it doesn't feel. I freaking love you too, Mel.
Same here.
You too, Stace. All of you. On one level, 1 degree or another.
We love you.
So I truly believe you can't really love anybody else until you really love yourself.
Right.
And loving yourself is a challenge at times.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us are either in or have been spiritually, lovingly, self-lovingly bankrupt.
Mm-hmm.
And we cannot, we'd like to, and it's nice when it happens, but we can't depend on someone else to do that for us.
No.
It'd be nice if we could, and a lot of times we have people in our lives that do that for
Mm-hmm.
us, which is a huge, huge blessing.
It is.
But sometimes people don't. And even when we do, you still have to absorb it. You still have to believe it. You still have to work with it. Okay.
Before we get to that list,
Okay.
what we should do is talk about what we had talked about earlier, the questions that I'd asked you. Talking about this, one of the questions when before we started this, we were talking, what about those people that come to us or come to you? How do you help them? What do you give them when you're bankrupt?
Right.
Can you give something to them when you feel bankrupt?
I lost it on there. I can't find it. But anyway, go ahead.
Okay. And we had talked about that. And I had asked her, I'm like, what do you think about helping others? Now, Franny and I being readers and life coaches and, what we do on a day-to-day, we have to make sure our bank is full.
Exactly.
Or at least higher in order to give some away, right? What if our bank is depleted? Where's your boundary?
Right. And that happens. It happens to all of us, not only just in this situation as being coaches and readers and stuff, but you do it too.
Right.
When you give so much of yourself that you have nothing left.
Right.
Number one, don't do that. Don't get to the point where you have nothing left.
No.
And I think that's where boundaries come in.
Mm-hmm.
A friend of mine sent me an article and I read it, which is really odd for me because I don't read. I don't like to read. But this one paragraph really hit me. And I think this is what we all have to do. I'm slowly escorting them away, negative people. I'm slowly escorting them away from my life. And I'm learning that it is better to break your own heart once than to allow others to continuously break your trust, your heart, and your expectations.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's powerful.
Extremely.
I think that's really strong. And just because you send somebody away doesn't mean that you won't love them at a distance. Because you can do that. You can still love somebody and send them away. Because it's back into self-protection, some structure, some guidelines, being able to nurture you, to nurture the within of you. Can't pour from an empty cup. Exactly.
Right, Mel.
Exactly, Mel. You can't. So doing that and being in a position that you care enough and love yourself enough not to put yourself through those situations anymore, it's powerful.
Yes.
And it takes strength and it takes conviction. It takes love of self.
Yep.
It's never, well, for me, it's never been easy. It's never been easy to put someone on the sidelines because I miss them, I love them, I care about them. But I know if I don't protect who I am, and what I hope to yet become, that will never happen, because I will be depleted. I will be taken. A lot will be taken away from me. And even though I think I'm pretty good at refilling the bank account, sometimes it's just too much, too many, too fast, too many different situations, places, and situations that I really have nothing to do with. But I get into it just like you guys get into stuff that sometimes you don't really want to be in.
And that goes into, whether people know it or not, you have to be self-aware. If there's somebody in your life, even for a blink of a minute, that makes you so depleted, no matter how high your bank account is, you have to realize you can help that person to a degree, but you cannot help that person 100%. That person has to take responsibility for their own bank account.
All you can do is give somebody the tools.
Right. They have to take
the tools.
Exactly.
Somebody just commented, what constitutes sending one away?
That's a tough one.
Well, I think that's an individual thing. Your tolerance level may be a lot higher than mine, or maybe a lot lower than mine. Or maybe your tolerance level gets whittled away at over years or months. There have been situations where I have had to send somebody away, and it happened in an instant. Boom, just like that, it was done. I'm over it. It's gone. I'm done. I'm not mad about it. I'm not sad about it. I'm nothing. I'm flatlined about it, but I'm done. There have been other times where it has taken weeks, sometimes months, sometimes years. And it's just like if this is a piece of sandpaper, it's like they just keep rubbing at it, and they just keep rubbing at it, and they keep rubbing at it. And after so many years, it gets to the point where it's just so raw, it won't heal anymore. That constitutes setting them away.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to completely cut them out of your life. Sometimes you could just have to, for me anyway, sometimes, I have to tell them, look, I love you. I have given you what I can, what I am capable of giving you at this point. Even though I love you and I wish you love, light, blessings on everywhere you go and what you do, at this point in time, I have to look at me and what I need.
Exactly.
And I'm not going to lie. There have been times people have come back at me and said, well, you've never been a good friend, or, oh, you're just using me, or whatever. And it's like, you can argue with them.
Sure.
Because they're trying to me, I think they're trying to take more of my checks. And you have to be aware. No matter what happens, you have to come first. And Franny and I actually talked about this a while ago. I have a hard time with that. I've gone through some stuff since Franny and I have been doing this. And her and I talked, and I'm like, how do I deal with this? How do I do this? Because Franny is a wealth of knowledge. She's been there. And she just looked at me and she's like, a couple of times, what do you mean? What are you? Come on, and it kind of clicks. And as I say, I love you and I'm letting you go, you can do whatever, they're going to do whatever they want anyway. You can't stop them. But what you can do is stop having them write your checks.
Right. Forge their names.
Yep.
Forge your name on your checks. And you're right, Melanie. I agree with that too. A lot of times as you grow, as you mature spiritually, people will fall away. Things become different. They have to. Different. They just become different. Some people tag along and some people don't,
It's part of life.
And you as a spiritual being, you oftentimes are tagging along with somebody that is maybe a little higher vibration, and that's a good thing. But you got to be careful that you're not tagging along behind somebody that's a lower vibration, that it's somebody that's not bringing you down all the time. And I'm all for helping people. That's one of the things that gives me my greatest joy. It gives me my reason for being, is to try to help and guide and show people. But after a certain point, you can only do it so much, and then they have to walk their own journey. They have to walk it their way. I've often heard that we're all climbing the same mountain. We just all have a different path, and that's true.
Yep.
And I'm not talking in a religious sense. I'm talking in a spiritual sense, and I'm talking in the sense of learning self-love, learning to respect yourself, and commanding or demanding that from other people.
It's not selfish. That's the same thing. Self-love is not selfish.
No.
You should never be made to feel it's selfish. it is very, very important that you do self-love and self-care, because you cannot help somebody else. You can only help yourself at that point in time, is my opinion. All right, so what are your...
All right, so I came up with a few ideas as to how you can incorporate self-love into your life. And one of them, like I started out, was your soul seed, whatever that soul seed is. If singing is what you're supposed to be doing, then find a way to do it. Sing in your house, sing on the damn street corners, sing in the bus depot, sing at karaoke, in the shower, whatever. If it happens to be picking up trash, then picking up trash is what you should be doing. You know, whatever it is that makes you feel good about who you are. And I always like to say what you are yet to become. You know, do those things.
Right.
Okay. Speaking your truth in love and kindness.
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes am a hothead. But I used to be a much hotter hothead.
Yes. We both, yes. I love you. Yes. We were both at that point in time at one time.
Yeah. So age is a wonderful thing.
No, we just realized we break easier. I don't know about you, but I break easier. But it hurts.
But speaking your truth in love and kindness, the very best you can. And the way I've learned to temper that, funny choice of words, the way I've learned to control that is to speak to somebody before I get to the point where I'm so angry that I just spit fire and flames. And I'd like to say it's all about spiritual and emotional maturity. And maybe that's part of it, and maybe it's just age. But I have learned most of the time to be able to go to someone and say, yeah, we need to sit and talk. Can we just talk for a few minutes? And do it in private, do it face-to-face, eye-to-eye, no texting, no phone calls.
Oh, no.
Face-to-face. And yeah, you might cry about it. Who knows? I don't know. But diffusing situations before they get to a point where they explode. So speaking your truth in kindness and in love will help you to feel better about who you are.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
it's about self-respect too, not just for
Right.
yourself, but for the other person.
Right.
If you do it behind a screen,
There's a difference.
There is. You know, you can't really gauge a person's reaction. You can't really temper your words. Just
Right.
make sure they're
There's no
said
emotion in it.
right.
Right.
It's so detached. So detached.
And that's one of the biggest problems I think we have in this culture is we've gotten so used to doing everything by way of text.
Yeah.
This is nice. I often video with my friends. You know, we do either Skype or we do Facebook video because it's the next best thing to being there.
Yeah.
My sister and I video back and forth a lot because she's in Tennessee. Obviously, we can't sit and talk face to face. So, but eye-to-eye contact makes a big difference, and it's an honorable thing to do for you and for that person.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Honoring the divine within you. However it is you do that, it doesn't matter if you're Wiccan, if you're Buddhist, if you're Christian, if you're Muslim, it doesn't matter what you are, but to find the divine that is within you and honor that. And you may do that in prayer, you may do it in meditation, you may do it in ritual, you may do it, I don't know.
In your day-to-day walk in life.
Right.
Anyway, you decide.
And not letting somebody take that away from you. Not judging somebody so harshly that they can no longer find that divine because they think it's bad or they think it's evil. Somebody has convinced you that if you're not this way on this path, if you're over on this path, then it's wrong. We're all climbing the same mountain, just a different path.
Right.
And we need to help each other up, not pull each other down.
Yep.
Service to others, I think, is an amazing way to feel good about yourself. I don't care if it's picking up the trash, if it's like, I don't get many pop bottles, just because I'm not a big pop drinker. I got a message here. I'm not a big pop drinker. getting it off your chest. Yes,
Yeah.
it is. It is
very
That's-
much.
That is what it is. It's just before it explodes.
Yeah, never ever
Getting it
allow
off
to
your
detonate.
chest, getting it off your heart.
Yeah,
Okay?
getting your soul clean.
Right. So I don't have many pop bottles. Don't have any beer bottles. I'm not a beer drinker. I don't drink much pop. But when I do have some, I take them out and I lay them on the front on the grass next to my sidewalk. It's a teeny, tiny thing. Takes little to no effort. And somebody that needs that 10 cents, that 20 cents, that 40 cents will come by and pick that up.
Mm-hmm.
I could throw it in the recycle. I could take it back myself. I could throw it away.
Right.
Little acts of service to other people. Whether it be organized where you're working in a food giveaway, where they're passing out food lunches, giving your clothes to somebody that needs it. I don't know. There's a gazillion ways to be of service to humanity. And I believe that's part of why we are in a spiritual revolution. And I know it doesn't feel like it, but I believe the darker it gets, the more the light shines.
And the more the light needs to shine.
And yes,
It does.
I mean, you can't take a lit room and put a spark of darkness in it and change it. You can't.
Nope.
But you can take a dark room and put a spark of light and make a huge difference.
Yeah. And there's a caveat to that too, at least for me. No matter what you do, okay, to do as she said, you don't have to tell people what you're doing.
Right.
You don't. If people ask if you feel the need to tell them, go ahead. It's not about getting, for me anyway, about getting gratification back from somebody else or from the world. It's about yourself and what you're doing. And that's what matters. You know, I can tell you that, you know, Fran and I and a lot of our friends, people we know, go out every single day and do something. But how often do you hear it?
Right.
Because it's not about that. It's about what you do within yourself for your self-love, to give that self-love to somebody else,
Right.
the tools. So keep that in mind.
So service to others is huge. I love the chalk messages you leave for people. Yeah, well, that was fun for a while. I've been trying to figure out how to do sticky notes without using tacks and putting them on trees, but I can't figure out how to do that because I think the tacks would be a good idea. And
Duct tape.
well, maybe I could do that.
Tape.
See, you just need to talk about it. Okay. So service to others is huge. Okay. Setting boundaries.
That's a big one.
Setting boundaries as to how much you're going to listen to, how much you're going to talk about something. Not only boundaries for yourself, but for other people. Sometimes I got something that's heavy on my heart. It just makes me crazy. Sometimes I can talk to somebody about it and it's like, there, okay, I feel a whole lot better. I purged some of that stuff that was in there. Sometimes I think I got to talk about it 118 times and I get sick of it. I get bored with myself. So
Been there.
I have to set boundaries of my own, but we also have to set boundaries with other people.
Yeah.
If people are exhausting you, if you've tried to be a good listener, if you've tried many times to be a good listener, if you've tried to give support, if you have tried to give ideas, possible solutions, kind of goes back to what Amy was talking about in the beginning a little while ago about sometimes there comes a point where you just have to set a boundary and say, okay, I can't do this. I'm all done. You have to find somebody else. I wish you well, but I can't do it anymore.
Yep.
Okay.
And don't look back.
Right.
Don't ever change your boundaries once set. That's my biggest thing.
One of my big pet peeves is people will say, my Facebook is so much full of drama. There's so much bullshit on there, blah, blah, blah. And I think, I don't get that.
There's an off button.
You can delete
Click.
people. You can turn the whole damn thing off. You can delete people. You can unfollow them.
You can block them.
You can block them. My Facebook is filled with people that are loving and they're kind. I'm not saying that we don't all get on there, including me, and have a little bitch rant every once in a while. But in general, the majority of the time, my Facebook is filled with people that are loving and kind and good and gracious and forgiving and sweet and are just looking for ways to make life a little better and a little more positive for people. So if your Facebook sucks, then it's your problem. Take care of it.
Boundary.
And
Cyber boundary.
you can unfollow somebody. You don't have to delete them if you're afraid you're going to hurt their feelings. if your sister or your brother's going to get mad because you deleted them, just don't follow them.
That dreaded text. Why don't you follow me? Don't you love me? I love you, but
Right.
you can't stand your drama.
Right.
Cyber boundary.
Okay, another thing I thought of was the acceptance of change, and not only accepting it, but embracing it.
Yep.
For me, some of that change is the fact that I'm getting older and can't do what I used to do. Sometimes I don't want to do what I used to do. And sometimes that makes me sad. It makes me feel inadequate. It makes me feel less than. It makes me feel like I'm getting to the point where I'm going to be useless and of no value. But I'm learning, I'm still learning, that there's still a lot of other things that I can do. And this, I think it was Carol and I that had a opportunity to talk about this one time. And it puts things in a different perspective. Age has its own beauty. We do not live in a culture that embraces age, that respects age, and that sees age as a place of wisdom. But I'm learning to see that about myself. And not only so, I'm not only accepting age, I'm accepting embracing it and being grateful for it.
Yes.
Not just age, though. The loss of someone in your life, the loss of a job, the loss of a pet. I mean, there's a lot of things in our lives that change. Children move, they get married, they go away, they move away, grandchildren move away, friends move away. There's a lot of changes that go on. The longer you live, the more changes you will see. But finding a way to balance that, to accept that and not be pissy about it and embrace it, I think is a perfect way to self-love, to find the good that will come from it, to appreciate the good that came from it, to be in a place of gratitude for what you have, and gratitude and expectations of what it will yet be.
Here's a thought for you, saying on that topic.
Uh-huh.
You know, like earlier when I was telling you about what was going on in mine, you know, you kind of have that little bit of a downer or, you know, bitch fest type thing. And I think that's part of the process, don't you, to finally accept it?
Yep.
Maybe you have to vocalize it and really feel it before you accept it.
Right.
But
I think it's a grieving process for a lot of things.
Yeah, I think.
And you go through that grieving process.
Right. I think you have to just be able to literally vocalize that, if not to somebody else.
I lost just this.
Click on your bell icon.
Oh, bell? Where's the bell? There's
Right
no
there.
bell.
See that bell with the chat? Or click up on your chat. See where it says chat up there? There
Hello?
you go. Readings and ramblings with Fran. It's one right there.
Oh, okay, Deb.
But yeah, you know, it is. And you have to accept every part of that in order to, I think, fully accept and embrace, I think, that change at the end.
Right.
You do. I think the way we work.
It's like,
That didn't come out right, and I apologize. I'm kind of laughing on a tangent on that one.
well, we got sidetracked. I think when we have changes, no matter what the change is,
Right.
even though something positive is coming, a lot of times we have a grieving process. It's like a divorce. If you really want the divorce, if you really, God, I can't wait till the papers are signed, I believe that there's still a grieving process, because it's a recognition or an acceptance of, this is not what I wanted to be. I long for
Your
what
mortality.
it could have been.
Your mortality. Really? Wouldn't it be?
Well, with divorce,
Your frailty and your mortality.
well, maybe.
Yeah.
But a divorce is oftentimes what I had hoped it would be, what I wish it could have been, and you grieve that loss. But then you get to a point where you accept it. And I'm not saying everybody that gets a divorce feels that way. I think it's just part of the process. Even in their quiet times, I think there's some sadness about, I wish it could have been different. Okay. Laughter. Laughter is a wonderful way to start feeling better about yourself. To be able to really belly laugh. What is this? I don't know what it's doing. I'm sorry, you guys. I
Go
don't.
up to your top. See, pull down.
That's a That's a mail.
Oh, there's messages right there in Messenger.
Well, where'd it go?
She's really having technical difficulties today. It's being a pain in the ass for her.
I'm sorry, you guys. I wish I knew what the hell I was doing.
Go back this way. And then open up your Messenger in and of itself. There you go.
Okay.
There, she found it. She found it.
Okay. People get distracted and they forget what they're supposed to be doing. Yeah, I do that a lot too. We were just having a discussion, I don't know, one day last week about manifesting what it is you want. And there's a certain thing that you're trying to manifest and bring into your life. And I get distracted and I forget. And it's like, I need a reminder because I get busy with stuff and I forget about what it is. And then before you know it, a month has gone by and I haven't even thought about it. So how am I supposed to manifest it if I can't think about it, right?
It's very true. LaRonda, no, it's actually her phone messenger going off, so we apologize.
And that's what it says. It's a little kid saying hello. Okay. All right. So laughter, laughing at yourself, laughing with friends, laughing at somebody that is also laughing at themselves.
Right? Sharing it.
I love to laugh, and I wish I could do more of that belly laughing where you just can't breathe.
I don't know if I want to do that at my age. There might be a heart attack waiting there on that one.
There's only a handful of people that I seem to be able to do that with. Two of them are my daughters. When I am with them, and we will, the damnedest, stupidest thing, I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous that anybody else would look at us and just shake their head, and we will giggle and laugh and laugh and laugh, and we'll stop laughing. It's like you're high. You stop laughing, and then you go right back into it. You know? So it's fun. So laughter is a wonderful thing, okay? So when you're feeling less than, again, you are emotionally bankrupt. So the self-talk, feel-good words, activities that you enjoy, those are the things that are important. And even if they feel stupid, even if it feels dumb, keep doing it because you're working your way out of all those overdraft fees and working yourself out of the red. And it will get to a point where you're back in the black. Okay?
You are your own bank.
Yep. So you're just working the fees off. So I'm trying to see if I got anything else here. Be kind. Be kind to others and be kind to yourself. If you can't talk nice, don't talk at all, including to yourself.
Right.
Okay.
You know, you have to remember, you know, you are your own bank, like she said. And like I said, you have to remember to keep your checks and balances. No different. Every single day. You know, how much are you going to have deposited at the end of the year versus how much you want deposited?
Or even at the end of the day. Yeah.
Right.
A question that you could ask yourself is, how much do I have to deposit to get out of the red? What kind of choices must I make to feel good about myself?
Yeah.
And you may think about that. Let me read it one more time. How much do I have to deposit to get out of the red? What kind of choices do I need to make to feel good about myself? And you may hear that and think, oh my God, I gotta make a whole lot of deposits. All I can say is get busy.
Baby steps.
And maybe you feel like, well, you know, I don't feel too bad about myself. Good, you don't have to deposit so much.
Right.
But keep at it. The whole fake it till you make it thing is real.
Yeah.
There's a reason to do that. There's a reason to continue to build yourself and build yourself and build yourself until finally that shitty foundation of being in the red is gone and you're up in the black and you're moving forward, and that every step you make feels better and better and better and better. And some shit's going to come into your life even when you're in the black, but you've got enough reserve that you're going to shake it off and you're going to keep moving. Because right now, for a lot of people, their reserve is all in the red. So don't give up. Keep pushing forward. Loving yourself is vital. It's important. It is a have to if you want to move forward in life, if you want to be blessed and be a blessing.
Yes.
You have to move forward. Otherwise, you just stay down in there in that shit pile forever. And you don't want that. You don't want to do that. Nobody wants to.
Consistent every day, every hour, every minute. This is not something you can lay down on.
And if you have to, journal it. If you have to, have a sticky note. Write notes to yourself. Stick them all around the house. Make a poster. Do a what's the word?
Manifestation board.
Yeah, just based on you feeling better.
Yep. If you have to, go to your local bank or credit union. Get one of those empty checkbooks and go through every day.
And write things on there that says this puts it into my emotional bank account. This puts it into my spiritual bank account.
Yeah.
And write what it is. I am pretty on a check.
Right.
Tear it off and stick it somewhere. I am strong. Tear it off and stick it somewhere.
Yeah.
And sign it. Sign your name to it. Whatever. Do whatever it is that you need to do to feel good.
Yes.
And if it's boundaries, put up boundaries. If it's writing out cool things on blank checks, do that.
Mm-hmm.
If it's journaling, do that. If it's listening to good music, do that. If it's singing, go do that. If it's dancing, whatever you need to do, just keep doing that because it will pay off. It will make a difference. You will be out of the red eventually.
Yes, you will.
Okay.
And if someone puts up a boundary against you, don't get upset. Go within. Go into introspection. Find out why you feel they actually did. Are you hurt? Are you mad? Are you what? And remember, there's a reason for it. Maybe it's time for you to look within yourself to find out what you need to fix.
Right. Sometimes other people are putting boundaries up against us. You
Yes.
know, they're boundarying me off. Okay, what the fuck did I do? You
Right.
know? And so that's a good way too. And figure it out and then fix it.
Yes.
And fix it.
Be consistent to fix it. Be nice. Be kind. Be consistent and fix it.
To yourself and the other person.
Yes.
Okay, I think that's pretty much all I've got. Does anybody got any questions, thoughts, concerns,
Comments? Anything?
anything that they want to share?
Off of my watch party, I just want to say thank you everyone that came in and hello. And, you know, I'm very glad that you guys joined Franny and I. You know, and a couple of people had said, you know, they needed this. I'm glad that you guys got this.
I hope we were of benefit to you.
Definitely.
And if we'll save this post, if you feel like sharing it with somebody, go ahead. That's why we do these things. We want to try to help you to help yourself and to be a positive influence on all of you. I'm not seeing any other thoughts or concerns or questions. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
Anybody else got any comments? We're going to get off of here in a few minutes. We've been on here almost an hour. So
Join us next month. While we're doing that, while we're waiting for comments, I'm going to let you guys know. Join us next month, October 13th. We're going to be online here. We're going to be doing 3-card readings for people. In November, we're going to be back with gratitude. And we'll be posting our little things as well. And then December is kind of open. What you guys would like to talk or have us talk about. If we don't hear from anyone for December posts, then we will come up with something.
yeah, we will do something probably relating to the new year. I recently pushed out one wonderful friend. She was draining me, and I feel so much better. Good girl.
Good.
Good girl.
As hard as it was, be proud of yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's hard to push people out of your life or shove them out of your life or kick them out of your life or whatever it is.
Sometimes you reach that limit, though. You have to, you know, fight or flight, survival in the long run is what I look at it as.
Rhonda, I recently, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago or something, had to do that too. Something happened between a very good friend of mine, and I still love her, and I still care about her, and I still want nothing but wonderful things for her. But I had to say, that's all. We're done now. Because there was no going back from what had happened in my mind. And I did it kindly as I could. And I do not regret it. I have no remorse about it. So sometimes we just got to do that. Okay. You're welcome, Lynn. Carol, Lynn Carroll. That just sounds so odd to me. You're welcome, Carol. I love you too.
I call her Carol too. I don't call her Lynn Carol.
I don't know. I don't. Anybody call you Lynn Carroll?
Yeah,
I only know you by Carol.
so do I.
But anyway, okay. Anything else? Nobody?
Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for spending a little bit of time this Sunday afternoon with us, and I hope to see you again next month.
Yes.
Be well, be blessed. Go out and make the world a better place. Bye-bye, you guys.
Namaste, all. Many blessings.